Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for August the 23rd, 2011. Now, to get started, we're going to revisit the September Oats Futures contracts. Now, this was a good one last week. We were buying this one, our triple EMA trying to complete, but we still have a very clear buy signal on these oats. Now, looking at the predicted short, medium, and long-term differences, they're all breaking above the zero line. What I want to focus on here is these are at trend ready levels. Our predicted MACD and our predicted true strength indicator from Vantage Point remain in oversold territory. They've crossed the trigger, signaling a bigger move is coming. So again, we're looking at, we've closed the week at we've closed Monday trade at 354. Our three key levels of support now, 349, 346, and 346. So with the close above all three of the Vantage Point predicted moving averages, this again is a bullish signal. So oats sold off a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday with the extreme volatility after the U.S. housing data, etc. But we've stabilized. So looking at this, the primary trend remains in place. Now again, these economic announcements are largely noise, and this just solidifies my point by saying that once that economic data or that noise that's interfered with the true price action fades, then the real price shows itself yet again, usually within a few days of that volatile move. So looking at this, we can see that our key level again is 346. Our predicted predicted short-term crossover, we remain with a buy signal here. We can see that this crossover again, we'll bring this up here, has crossed back over to the upside. Our medium-term crossover from Vantage Point also has still crossed the trigger. It has never told us to exit this trade. Now, looking at our long-term crossover from Vantage Point, the same thing. Even as the market was going down, the Vantage Point predicted moving average, this blue line, was moving up. That again is a classic divergence that we look for. Now again, our predicted MACD and predicted TSI are not giving a sell signal or a trend reversal. This tells me we're getting ready for a much bigger move to the upside. So with that said, let's go into our daily report. We've had a neural index on a down day during that volatility, but as I warned when we took that trade, that we've had several over a week of the neural index up. It's perfectly normal for the market to take profit. So looking at things, we have 348 and 357 is our approximate high and low tomorrow. So 348 looks to be a very good entry point on these oats futures. I would even suggest that 349 may hold, but that's the area that we want to look to get into our long position. Stops again should be down below this bottom wick here, down under this 325 mark. We don't want to get caught up in this intraday volatility because equities are going to come under pressure likely midweek. Equities are not likely to have a great week this week, but that's left to be seen. So again, we're looking at that 348 area to get into this trade. Now that's our first position for tonight. Now our second trade is in the US-Canadian pair in the Forex market. This was another good trade last week. We've been trading this thing long for several weeks now. You'll remember that I said back down in the 94 area we would probably push towards that 99 level. Now, few concerns here. We are still within that primary range between 99.50, 99.80 and the 94 level. So what we're looking for here is a break of this 99.50, 99.80, and we want to see a clean break of parity. I'm not convinced yet we're going to get this, but looking at the Vantage Point software, this does look bullish. Now we can see that the wicks of these candlesticks, we are no longer coming down to the 18-day predicted moving average from Vantage Point. We're getting hung up on the 3-day and the 8-day, and the market is bouncing off this level. You can see today's wick on the bottom of this candle has come down into the 98.30 level. Tomorrow I don't think we're going to see it that low. I think it's going to get hung up in the 98, probably in the 98.50, but we'll touch base on that in a minute. Our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences remain above the zero line at trend-ready levels. They're coming down. You can see we've hit an extreme overbought condition by this wick up here. I've drawn a line at the top of there. The market has then moved lower. The predicted short, medium, and long-term differences have followed it. However, we noticed that the predicted MACD and the predicted TSI did not follow it. It is saying remain long. So we're going to go with that theory. Right now we've got key levels 97.89, 98.53, and 98.75. For tomorrow, I'm thinking we're looking somewhere between 98.53 and 98.75 is our entry point. Stops well below the 97.89 area. Now, again, looking at our major crossovers from Vantage Point, very important that we run through this drill every single time. Short-term crossover is saying higher. The medium-term crossover is just crossing that trigger now again after a slight cross to the downside. Our long-term crossover from Vantage Point, however, key point here, it never crossed to the downside. So you can see when you go slightly longer out, you can weed out this market noise, and it's telling us to remain long. So from here, we want to go into this daily report from Vantage Point and see what we're looking at for predicted high and low for the day. We've got 98.30, 99.29. That's our daily range. I believe we will push higher than 99.29, and I believe we will not hit 98.30. I'm thinking for tomorrow, my recommendation would be to look at the 98.55, 98.60 area as a potential entry point. If it doesn't get down to 98.30, it doesn't mean that Vantage Point is wrong on their predicted low. It means that the market is still quite bullish. My only concern again with this trade is we're still within that range that I talked about weeks ago. So with that said, these are the market positions for August the 23rd, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.